Do you notice that you get stronger erections when you're doing it yourself rather than when you're having sex? Or maybe you have trouble getting erections altogether, or you're thinking, why are they not as strong as they used to be? Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but whether you'd like to admit it or not, you are experiencing some form of erectile dysfunction. I know it's a big scary word, but it's not so scary because actually most guys will experience this at some point in their lifetime. Most of you probably already have. I know I have as well. And it's one of two types of erectile dysfunction. Either it's physical or psychological. But don't worry, I'm gonna take care of you. Your erectile dysfunction stops with me. Wait, no, not like that. Just a little disclaimer, I'm not a urologist or medical practitioner in any way, so all of this is just from my own research and personal life experiences, so definitely do your own research and don't always just trust some idiot on the internet. But without further ado, let's get right into it. I'm gonna share with you all of the best natural ways to treat your erectile dysfunction. So this isn't gonna include medications like tadalafil, sildenafil, or intracavernasal injections. If you wanna go the unnatural route, those are some options, but I recommend exhausting all natural methods before resorting to the less natural. So the first big tip that I have for you guys is to get your diet in check. And research has found that the best diet to achieve great, strong erections is the Mediterranean diet, which is a lot of fish, a lot of whole meats, chicken, beef, and it's low in saturated fats and oils and processed foods. So it's basically the most healthy type of diet that's gonna get your body functioning like a well-oiled machine. If you're eating a bunch of processed foods, you're super unhealthy. You're not gonna be operating at your maximum potential. So to achieve that, this is one of the biggest switches you can switch to get yourself to that position where you're operating on all full cylinders. Next, this is probably a no-brainer to most of you guys, but you should be exercising. Exercising, you know, doing cardio, whether it's weightlifting, running. I like to run. I think this is the best way to increase your circulatory system, your respiratory system, so that your body is operating smoothly and functioning at a high level. But yes, doctors recommend at least 30 minutes of exercise a day for at least 5 days a week for maximum potential and maximum gains for your erections. I mean, it makes sense if you got restricted, unhealthy blood vessels and veins, and you know, you probably have high blood pressure and all these sorts of things. You're not gonna be able to even get the blood where it needs to go in a timely manner. So you gotta increase your respiratory system, increase your circulatory system, and all of that, so that when you have the trigger, you can efficiently send the response where it needs to go, if you know what I'm saying. Now, there's a handful of physical tools out there that you can use, but there's not many that I actually recommend. Actually, there's only one that I recommend, and that is none other than a penis vacuum. I've talked about these before, and we're in luck because we're sponsored today by the Bathmate HydroXtreme penis vacuum. I know it's a little bit awkward to talk about. These kind of have like a negative stigma around it. You might recall it being joked about in the Austin Powers movie. I'll see if I can find that clip. But this thing does work. This is the Bathmate HydroXtreme, and how it works is you fill it with water, usually when you're in the shower. You can put the extra guard in, which is a little bit softer material because it's gonna be up against, you know, your groin area. You put your junk in the cylinder, and then you simply press it towards your body, and the water will be forced out this side, replacing the water within the tube with your penis. So basically it is gonna expand your penis to levels that you didn't even know were possible. And it even comes with a hand pump. If you want to make it easier on yourself, you just attach that to the end and then use this to get a little bit extra pump action going. What's the benefit of this, you ask? Well, basically you are forcing blood into your blood vessels within your penis, forcing them to expand, and you're basically dilating them to levels that they haven't experienced before, so you're optimizing the potential of the blood flow and surface area within your junk. And it works so well that after just 2 months, 92% of HydroXtreme users experience better erections. And after 2 months, 85% of users even report size gains down there. So it's like a win-win. What's not to love? I don't know any guy that wouldn't take at least a little more size. What's great about the HydroXtreme compared to other pumps is that it uses water inside instead of air. And water is a much more constant material, so it's safer for your skin. Instead of having air that pulls on your junk in different directions, you might get bumps and misshapen and discoloration and stuff. You don't have to worry about that with this because 1, it uses water, and 2, it is actually a FDA inspected and certified medical device. So it's not some random novelty gag gift you order off of Shein, right? So it's recommended you use this every day for 5 minutes, 3 times a day for consistent gains and to actually achieve the results that you were looking for. And it comes with free shipping, discreet packaging, and 60-day money-back guaranteed for whatever reason. So click the link in the description for an incredible exclusive deal for just you viewers of my channel here. Yeah, get it while it lasts. No idea how long they're gonna be doing this deal. But yeah, a link will be in the description down below. So those are the main physical changes that you can make to achieve better erections. Now, I'm gonna share with you my best top secret mental changes that you can make, because a lot of you guys are experiencing psychological erectile dysfunction. Maybe you're getting too all up in your head, you're getting performance anxiety, you're worried about the girl and pleasing her and lasting long enough and getting hard enough and all this stuff, and it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And I've been there. You're worrying so much about it, you want to do well, that it's kind of like when you're thinking about not being able to sleep, you're kind of like making it come to fruition and then you can't sleep at all. So it's the same type of thing. So we gotta stop that. Now, the biggest obstacle, the biggest disadvantage for guys causing this is jerking off the porn and doing it all the time. Because what happens when you do this too much is you strengthen the connection with this inanimate pleasure device, pornography, and when you're strengthening that connection, you're weakening the connection to the natural thing, the real life thing. I mean, think about it. When you've got your laptop open, you're doing your thing, you can just chill out in the most comfortable position. You're probably sitting back on your bed or in a chair. You can scroll through the timeline and find the best angles, the best visual stimulation, and it's fully optimized to cater to exactly what you want. And that's why it's so easy to achieve stronger erections when you're doing it yourself, right, than doing the real thing. It's kind of like, you know, when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you slightly adjust yourself to find your best angles, and then you see yourself in the way that you want to see yourself. But then you're out and about, someone takes a picture, you don't look quite the same, right? Porn is not the same as sex. So my top advice to guys out there struggling: cut out the porn. Try your best to stop J-O-ing to pornography. If you gotta, you know, get your release, de-stress or whatever, you just gotta get it done. I get it, I've been there before. Do it, but just do it using nothing but this. Pure imagination, baby. If you strengthen your imagination, your mental state, it's gonna help you in all realms, especially when it comes to the real thing. And one other thing is that no one has ever thought about is if you're masturbating, doing the same position all day long, sitting back in a chair, laying on your bed or whatever, you're gonna condition yourself to only be able to reach your peak in that exact positioning. So if you're doing this practice every night, every day, every couple days or whatever, you're doing a lot, you should be mixing it up, change up the position. You know, go into the positions that you would be doing in a real sexual interaction. You have to kind of like teach yourself and condition yourself to be able to keep the blood where it needs to be, even in awkward positionings. And if you get good at it when you're doing it alone, it's going to carry over to the real sexual thing. This is something no one ever thinks about. I've never heard anybody tell this tip before. So hopefully I can be the first. And you know, I guess practice makes perfect, baby, and it carries over to both realms. And the last tip is to be mindful, to meditate, be in the moment. I know it sounds woo-woo, but it definitely helps. This psychological phenomenon when you feel all this pressure on yourself, you're getting ahead of yourself, you're looking towards the end of the act rather than just enjoying the moment, is what causes you to not be able to perform. So deep breaths, lower your stress, lower your cortisol, look around, remind yourself that you both want to be here, you're both just enjoying this beautiful moment together, and that there's no pressure because it's an awkward, we're both naked with our butts out. There's nothing regal or elegant about it, right? It's funky, it's a little embarrassing, but you're in it together and it's supposed to be a fun, enjoyable moment. So remind yourself that, take some deep breaths and try to relax. That's the second biggest tip. That's tied for the top biggest tip. Fine. So that's it, guys. Take some of the pressure off of yourself. Relax. Be a man. This is what men and women do, or men and men, you know, when you get it. And I think you're gonna do great. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, subscribe. And until next time, peace.